Hi friends, welcome to my channel. Love you guys. Glad you're here today seeing what's happening in my craft room. I'm going to show you the finished product of this little book. It's called Wonder, obviously. And inside of it are so many fun little things of curiosity and creativity and exploration. It was a fun explore into painted papers and scraps, and it's just a little junk journal, little junk book stapled together. Nothing special, of painted papers and other papers I had in my stash. So let's go on in and I'll show you what it turned out looking like. Yes. Oh, so much fun. To start this book, I have a belly band made out of some circle punches. And this little sweet creation from a session my granddaughter and I were having. And we made a butterfly, and I added a few things of elements to it as far as mark making and such. But yeah, she helped me color it in, and there's some fun stuff on the back that we were working on. This was a larger butterfly that we cut out, or I used to cut up, and her mark makings are on that, and mine are on that, and it was just fun. Me and her, we are gonna be creative buddies, I think. Won't that be fun? Me and my Jubilee. Found a quote from Reba McEntire: "To succeed in life, you need three things: a wishbone, a backbone, and a funny bone." It is so true. So true. But just some black, darkish elements around the back of that, and a journaling card from an old scrapbook stash I had. Found these words, manual arts, from my crossword puzzle book. And I made those with my hands. You know, things I've made with my hands. This is all manual arts right here. So this is just a clean up wet wipe from paint session. Did some free-flowing journaling on the back of that, and a really cool neutral toned botanical that I cut out. I really like how that one was. It's from I've had it around since my grunge book I did a couple years ago, way back. And moving along, I made a little flip here, which has a stamped image, a little picture of a horse, and these stickers, yay, got rid of them. It doesn't make the page very cool looking, I don't know, but it's interesting. I'll give it that. Some other fun elements, painted papers, a punched out negative, piece of envelope, and on this page were the words "my experience." I would have made that bigger if I would have seen that before I started making blue marks. Oh well. Peace. I added the word peace on this. It's just a napkin, and it's on some painted paper. What an easy way to make a page. All kinds of little elements on here. The word imagination is right there. It's very subtle, and I kind of painted over it, but it is there. Also the masks, the theater art masks, those are right there. You wouldn't see them if you weren't looking for them, but there they are. More creativity. And these were so fun to make. Yeah. And here's another one that's the negative of what I made. So the dark lines, I came back at the end of this book and made dark lines around things just to make things pop a little more. And I had a lot of punches, and so having those punches outlined just helps the page along, helps the eye move around the page better. Sounds like I know what I'm talking about, doesn't it? Here's a fun thing. Kind of doesn't go. I don't have any other wrappers in here, but I kind of wanted to include this one because making of these books, and I kind of want to remember when I made these books too, and this helps. We were in Oregon and doing Oregon things with the family, and we had to buy some food, Okay, so this lovely little package here, 2 pounds of organic oranges, costs me $9.99, and they weren't even that good. I had to throw half the bag away because the oranges, they were cuties, but they were rotting, and I was just like, you're kidding me. So telling of the times right now, so I'm adding that in this journal because it's the time I'm in. And this orange matches a little bit. I mean, it's not a huge match, but I found the word cutely shy, these 2 words in my book of crossword puzzles. Had these little birds there, and they're just hanging out here underneath my cuties wrapper, but I just wanted to keep that in there just to remind myself what was happening. I mean, prices on things were kind of high in Sisters anyway, but $9.99, yeesh. Anyway, light of the world, shine on me, love is the answer. Love that song. Made some words in my writing just for fun. Made that a flip, big oval that I made from a session of abstract art. I made this huge, big, redundant. I made a very large page of this green abstract art, and then I didn't know what to do with it, so I cut it up in shapes, and I used it in various places, and made an oval. And what a fun little flip, right? Added a piece of orange just to change up that little section, but I like how the orange happens here and up there. It's just kind of fun, you know? Here on this page was filled with light. Isn't that great? And I have light right there. Huh. Isn't that fun how these things come together without a whole lot of trying? A stamp I made. A book that me and Jubilee read called And Then What? Just the title had the and stickers. A lot of cutoffs. A session of abstract weirdness I was working on, just trying that out, and I still had these cutoffs. Didn't quite know what to do with them, and it still doesn't have a focal point on this page, but there's a possibility of beauty with all of this. If you like the purples and the reds and the blues together, you've got a possibility there. And this page was starting to came out of the staples, so I had to reinforce it with some washi tape. But sometimes pages make sense, sometimes they don't. But the black lines help a lot when we're finishing off a page, and that worked with this page. See joy in the simple things. What's more simple than black and white? Not much. Here is a little piece of ephemera, and this idea is from Helen Wells Art. I don't know if you've seen any of her work, but she does a lot of line work with markers. Very bold and large books, but what she ends up with is so colorful and fun to look at. And then the word miscellaneous, because I've got miscellaneous colors on the back, and these are just miscellaneous pieces put together to form a double page spread. Love it. Same kind of thing here, and the words is in harmony were in my crossword puzzle book, and it kind of is. The blue is brought together in all of these little elements. There's just blue, and then the contrasting color of the orange, and it just works. It works. Grow gradually. That's how these pages end up. I start with the background, which was just the mark making and this piece of paper. And gradually, over many sessions, it has become this layout. So I like that. I like how, and that's kind of how life is too. You start with one thing and you don't necessarily know where it's going to end up. And it may or may not be where you think it will be. But in the end, it turns out, doesn't it? It always works out. Yes to me. And that's what these books are about too. Not getting caught up in too much other stuff. These books are a small enough size that I can work on them and not feel pressure to finish a page. I have limited time to work on something and I've got to put this down really quick. No, these books are just for me to relax and enjoy, no matter what I have on the background of the page, no matter what it ends up looking like. It's just for me. Found the word sure. Arrange what this page is made of. So weird. Word solution. Just all the elements again from abstract sessions. I like it though. And again, the black mark Black markers help that page along quite a bit, actually. Oh, and here's a picture that I copied on tracing paper with the lyrics, "A place that only we know." Remember that song from the 80s or 90s? Was it Coldplay? I don't remember who sang it, but I really like that song. And that's just a dog, and a little boy and his dog looking at an island. A quote from, I don't even know where it's from, but "Faith is the bird that feels the light when the dawn is still dark." And that's what birds do. Before the sun is even up, they have hope in the day and they start singing, because that's what they do. It's the first thing they do, they sing. Singing is very important. We'll talk more about that another day. But I made this a long time ago with a stencil, and I cut it out of some painted papers, added a wing and some legs, and just lots of different background stuff. Something else I just drew one day for fun. A heart without art is just heh. One of those things. Take it however you want. I just needed to get these cutouts done and put down somewhere. Oh, fun. More little happy moments with Jubilee. There's a little elephant and a seahorse and a butterfly and an elephant. And I found the word positive to go with time. And just some glued paper on the back. And just had some of these make great little pockets if you've got extras of your painted papers and whatnots. So fun. Little scribbles on her, on there. Her scribbles right there with a pen, and my flowers. Her scribbles of pink. And just fun. April 24. Yeah, she was able to come to Oregon with us as well. She's not even 2, and she's been on airplanes like three or four times. She's actually gone to Europe already. She's quite the little traveler. Okay, moving along. This is a stencil cutout that I made, and on this fun paper, it looks like a scarf, doesn't it? It's fun, with flowers that I put on there, punched out, and a leaf that I made. I like that page. It's very quiet and calming. Variety. There's some gold on there, just for fun. Little pentagon. Nope. What is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 is a pentagon, yes. Painted paper with another drawn freeform type of botanical. Yeah. And this quote from Audrey Hepburn: "Nothing is impossible. The word itself says, I am possible." Isn't that a great saying? I might put that also in my quotes book. I just really like that saying. Just kind of, I am possible. Have you ever had doubts? Certainty stifles wonder and discovery. Give that some thought. But I like how it's on one of those painted swatches. I am finding lots of fun uses for these painted swatches. And a pocket made out of some old wallpaper. And in an effort to use up my little botanical ephemera, fodder, freeform ephemera, whatever you want to call these little doodads, it's just a sweet little book. And that's the negative of that. Painted this a little more yellowy just to give it a contrast on that background. And the purple one. Add a little pen mark on these, and we've got a little booklet there with some really pretty flower type things in there. And that is the back. Oh, that is my book wonder. I hope you enjoyed this little flip through. I had so much fun making this book, and I took you along. I have 2 other books that are really close to being done that I will share with you soon. I'm so excited. They are turning out so lovely, and I'm happy to share them with you. Thanks for coming along today again and looking at what's happening in my craft room. Love you guys. Take care. We'll see you on the next one, and God bless. Bye-bye.